The world's population is constantly growing. It has been predicted that at the current growth rate, the human population will have almost doubled in the next 40 years. Majority of this population growth will occur in developing countries. With an increasing population and a current food shortage, genetically engineered produce could be the only sustainable answer to this issue. Genetic engineering has proven to be an effective means of growing crops. It has offered those in third world and developing countries an opportunity to grow their own crops with added nutrition. For example, golden rice. Golden rice is a genetically engineered rice crop that produces additional vitamins and has curbed health conditions such as blindness and preventable infant death. Genetically engineered crops have also allowed farmers in drought and frost-affected areas to produce a larger quantity of crops at a fraction of the original cost. Genetically engineered crops are also being developed to produce life-saving vaccines and medicines. This new technology, however, has one major pitfall. The effects of genetically engineered crops on the environment are potentially devastating. This is due to outcrossing. Outcrossing is best defined as the movement of genes from genetically engineered crops onto non-genetically engineered crops or similar plant species in the wild. The issue is that genetically engineered crops can outcross and take over preserved land, destroying natural plant life and causing adverse effects on insect and wildlife populations. This is because genetically engineered crops are far more competitive than their natural counterparts. Some species of weeds and insects have become resistant to the modified components of genetically engineered crops. This is problematic for farmers who now have to increase the potency and the amount of herbicides and insecticides used to keep populations under control. This is not only bad for the environment and consumer health, but it impacts on this crop's level of sustainability. With an ever-present risk of outcrossing, will our children ever have the option to go on a bushwalk and enjoy natural biodiversity? Will they have a choice about what they consume? Will our children ever be forced to witness starvation of nations and complete poverty like we have seen? Or will genetic engineering ensure a sustainable future for all? At this point in time, there are two options: ban all genetically engineered production, or continue to research, use, and improve genetically engineered produce. If we were to ban genetically engineered production, there would be a drastic loss of crops, potential starvation of some developing nations, and a potential food crisis in first world countries. Some farmers and communities will be unable to farm at all due to frost and drought. The other option is to continue to research, improve, and use genetically engineered crops. This will ensure that the next generation is fed. It will aid those in developing countries to support their population growth with nutritious food, as well as vital vaccines and medication. It could also mean that the growth of hybrid plants may take over natural biodiversity, affecting the ecosystem, which could result in the loss of insects, plants, and animal species. The long-term effects and potential of genetically engineered crops is still being studied and discovered. Genetically engineered crops are the way of the future, with the full effects yet to be seen.